My name is Ray, and today's topic is modern evolutionary theory. So the topic is believed to be conjured by Charles Darwin. So let me introduce the history of the theory first. The evolutionary thought history of both speculations and scientific discovery spans from 100 years ago, starting from pre-18th century, such as the comparative anatomy of Vesalius of 1500s, which was an evolution of Galen's discovery. He was able to Galen's idea. He came up with new theories and wrote books about the human anatomy. William Harvey and William Paley in the 16th century discovered that blood is pumped from the heart through the body in a loop, and he investigated life as machines. In the 18th century to the 19th century, Thomas Hunt Morgan and his team discovered mutation of genes in species, the chromosome mutation, the birth of modern genetics. Francis Crick and James Wilson come up with the composition and agreements, the genetic cells, and come up with the DNA. So for the people, Charles Darwin, he attempts to understand natural worlds through evolutionary principle. The principle was named the zoonomia. In 1842, Darwin used natural selection to outline his idea of evolution, but using the hypothetic deductive method. Charlie theory is seen as a series of 5 theories. Number 1 is species are not immutable. Number 2, the common ancestor. Number 3, multiplication of species. And number 4, gradualism. Number 5, natural selection. And he didn't understand the inheritance of traits and the case of variation in a population. So for the modern theory, the biologist has addressed the thing Darwin didn't through cell biology and genetics. All living things are made of cell, either single, while others are multiple cellular. There are 2 types of cells. All living things are made of cells, either single, while others are multicellular. There are 2 types of cells, prokaryotic and eukaryotic. In the DNA, it's the purpose. So number 1 is replication. Number 2 is protein synthesis. And there are 4 types, which is AGTC. And the RNA is similar to DNA, but is single strand with ribonucleic. So the DNA replication steps: number 1, the unzipping into 2 strands. And number 2, the unzipped strand act as templates for reproduction of complementary strand. And number 3, last the one is 2 copies of their original DNA within a strand of original DNA and strand that has been added 1. And this process for human females occurs and is completed before birth, but for males begins at puberty and the lifetime, and if normal, it causes disjunction. So actually, the last part is there are represented in a graphic form. And so step 1 is the production and of the traits, factor or mutation, genetic drift, recombination, and gene flow. Step 2 is natural selection. There are 3 types of selection. Disruptive, both homozygotes are selected for a while. Stabilizing is for heterozygote, and directional selection, only one of the zygotes is selected. So this is just a draft for my final, and I got more details on the research paper.